Hey, hi, it's Fiona here. Hello, fans of the dragons. We have a message from the dragons this week, all about our ascension and all about what it takes to become the next version of ourselves. So, here we go into that right now. This week's theme from the dragons is about you are amazing. You are so brilliant. And you came here for this, and you've got this. So feel that in your body when somebody says, you're amazing, when you just take that on board, you're amazing, you're brilliant, there's nobody better than you, you've got this. And feel where you feel that in your body. It's like a subliminal message. It's like, oh yeah, I remember, like, yeah, I'm pretty cool. Whereas most people out there, if you're on the internet, if you're looking around, if you're in conversations, even if you're in work, a lot of people are trying to pick at your pain points as a selling mechanism to make you hurt more. The dragons are saying, oh my God, we've outgrown that. Stop it. We don't do this anymore. Where's your feistiness? Where's your funness? Where's your amazingness? Like, remember that that is who you are. Nobody wants to be picked apart and thrown into the trash and, have somebody say, well, I can make you feel better. Like when they've already thrown you down the trash. Like, how can we start operating from a very different context? Stop using everything that's being done out there that we've been educated to do that we're broken. Let's just put it that way. All right. So you are a superhuman intuitive being. So you feel what is being said to you. You feel what is going on out there. So as I say, you have to remember you are amazing. You are brilliant. You came here for a reason. You were born for this. You've got this. You need to own that and just like, yeah, actually, pretty damn hot here. Pretty much, everything's working out well for me. All the controlling and trying to fix things and obsessive thoughts about money, about clients, about your health, about your kids, it's normal. All the obsessing about your kids, your health, your money, trying to fix things, trying to obsess about things. What's happening when you do that is that you are bringing that back to you. You're putting a message out there saying, I haven't got it. So it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more you say it, the more you feel it, the more you talk about your weight, the more you talk about the lack of money, the more you get into the energy of that, like trying to talk about earning more or trying to talk about, well, if I tell them the story, maybe they'll be able to fix it for me. You're the only one who's going to be able to fix it. Your stories, your energy that you're in, the subliminal messages that you're sending out there is that you're not awesome, that you're not brilliant. Whereas you are absolutely, if you could feel and if you could see what I see when I do the vision source readings for you, it's like your head is so full with obsessing and looking and searching and trying to find and struggling through, and you are in the way. There you are. That's the message that you want dragons want to give you this week. You, just you, are in the way when you are the only one who's ever going to fix it. Nobody out there is going to fix it unless they're pointing you to the direction of just like you are already amazing. You are brilliant. Like this is the best it can get. So like, you decide how you set up your day. You are in the way. You're in the way of your own brilliance. You're in the way of your own business. You're in the way of your own enterprise. You're in the way of your own family, your love, your health, everything, because you're in the way with the past stories that you've got, the future stories that you've got, what you think you've missed, and everything's like, what if you could just silence your mind for a day? I'm not even going to say for a minute, just for a day, and empty your head of all the worry and striving and trying to fix things and I don't know how these bills are going to come through. If I could give you the experience of the nothingness that can happen in your head, this is when your intuition comes in. If you step out of the way, just allow that to go away. Allow yourself to think nothing for a little while your head hurts. When I tune into somebody, when I'm feeling into their body as a body whisperer, I can feel what they're thinking. I'm like, whoa, that hurts. My head hurts. I wish you could just step out of the way so that you remember that you are awesome. Your greatest potential is just around the corner, like 1 centimeter, 1 millimeter away. You're amazing. You're brilliant. You've got this. Don't let anybody tell you that you haven't got this. The greatest serenity is your greatest surrender. It's like, oh, how do you feel? Your stomach relaxes, your shoulders drop a level, your eyes relax in the sockets, your hips and your jaw that are carrying so much stress about, oh my God, right? This is so tight and your buttocks are so tight. Just stop it. Like, how can you allow yourself to move into the flow of things and be so easy with all of that? It may seem very, very far-fetched. These are the retreats that I do for people. Like, I'm allowing them to sit in silence day after day, bringing them into the space and bringing them back into the empty space so that they've got revelations, they've got epiphanies, they've got intuition coming through. You're meeting with your soul. Your brain is having a holiday. It's like a true and utter holiday. Like, oh, nothing going on in here. Nothing going on. Like, I've got nothing to fix. I've got nothing to succeed at. I've got nothing to do. And this is when you are void, when you're empty, this is when intuition can come in. I was asked years ago now, I was talking out loud in a group, and I said, "Oh, I want to do business readings in your group." And then afterwards, I went, "What on earth did I say that from? How did that come out of my mouth?" And then the one said, "Yeah, sure, go ahead for it." Like, yeah, I'd love to hear some business readings going on in this group. I was like, "Oh my God, but I'm no psychic, I'm no medium, I don't do that." And all I heard back coming in when I quietened down and got out of the way was like, "It's not you that does it. Step out of the way." And I'm like, wow, of course. I'm just narrating it. I'm just the messenger, without my ego involved, without all the yes and the no's and the worries. And so whenever I was giving these readings as I was starting, I was saying, you can take this with a pinch of salt, but this is what I saw and this is what I got. And it thrills me so much. And it thrills the person so much. Like, you are amazing. There's something really big and great out there for you. Like, it's incredible. Like, let's make sure that you work towards that. You are not broken. This is here for you. Imagine that, just stepping out of the way, all the way, is such a great feeling. If I could be feisty about it, it would be it's just you don't want to come back because, like, oh my God, my head doesn't hurt anymore. It feels amazing. And the information, the what I call practical magic that comes through to solve the problems that you've got, things just happen, opportunities turn up because you're out of the way trying to fix and obsess about everything, because that's what's in the way, that's what's stopping. And the readings that I do every single week, somebody is asking me, but how do I get more clients? What platform do I need to be on? Where do I need to, how do I need to do this? The message in most 99% of the time is step out of the way. You're obsessing. And as you are obsessing and fixating and trying and trying and trying to fix this, that's what's in the way. So, how about you dry out? You take a detox, you take some time out, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, come and stay with me, like in the south of France, and just allow yourself to be cared for and allow that space to open up. You've just got so much responsibility on your shoulders that you don't need to carry around anymore, because all of that, all your worry and all the pressure trying to succeed has your stomach tensing up, has your brain locking down, and no information can get in. So, with that being the message, get out of your own way. Let's start and look at the particular dragon messages for you this week. So, I am going to Shuffle the cards and wait. Whoops, wait, didn't ask yet. Wait for the card to come out. What is the message for number one? The best message that we can have for anybody who chose card number one. And with the theme for this week being step out of your way. You are beautiful. You are amazing. When I make these dragon language calls, it is so that I am out of the way. Okay, get more out of the way. I'm just hearing. There we go. Okay, so number 33 is the first card from Raphael. Raphael is the dragon, which is who is all about attention to detail, which seems 33, I said, didn't I? Which seems counterproductive to be more detail when you're trying to get out of your head. So let's just hear exactly what he has to say. Raphael, the card this week for anybody who chose card number one, message number one, is Raphael, and he's saying intention, know yourself more powerful than anyone ever imagined. When you step out of the way, you are more powerful than you ever imagined. This is when practical magic can reach you, when you are finding out exactly who you are and what you're here for. Let's hear what the message is and just let it flow into your cells. Don't use your mind. Let it flow in so that you get an intuitive reading of this. Your rich, evocative senses are calling you. All of them are using every means possible to call you to remember. Remind you that you are a soul. When you have reunited with your body, your mind, and yourself as soul, you will have been bringing all of yourself beautifully back together. We, the Dragon Clan, want to remind you it is well worth explaining that this has never been done before, that humanity evolves in such a way to be connected and seeing and operating as their soul. While still in a flesh and bones physical body, living day to day a life on earth, this is why previous evolved humans had the need to isolate themselves for a certain amount of time in order to experience and get acquainted with a high level vibration. That is the retreat. That is the detox for your words, your thoughts, your having to remember so much, having so much responsibility. If you could just empty your head and get out of the way, that is the retreat. This is what the monks and people used to do all the time. They go on a retreat, but most retreats now are to do with pampering, yoga, and stretching. Stretch your mind that could be emptied. Give your mind an absolute holiday, your body an absolute holiday, so that you can receive the power. This is what he's talking about. You are more powerful than you've ever imagined. You can receive the intuition and the guidance that's coming through for you. Those silent retreats, those times when you are allowing your soul to get on board. Your energy and sovereign state is everything from now on, and you get to consciously and completely attend to your energetic state. It's quite a step to take and to live with one foot in each world. One where you're attempting to expand your vibration, and that you're experiencing yourself as a living being, gracefully integrating your mind, your body, and your soul. And you still have one foot in the world with human needs, knowing the world of spirit, because you're still being parents, workers, colleagues, neighbors, because there's always a tie back to the lower vibrations and your need to survive. Yet it's doable with care. It's doable when you put a filter around yourself and a filter to filter out the lower vibrations and negativity. The message this week that you are in the way is exactly that, because it's doable with care if you are going to bring yourself back into your soul senses as you are being parents, as you are being colleagues, as you are working on your business, bringing yourself back into your silent state, your empty head, so that your intuition can reach you. I've got a workshop happening on the 31st of March talking all about this, giving you an experience. I am a channel, having the dragons, and I am an intuitive coach. My speciality is letting you see where your business wants to come through and speak to you, what messages it has for you. Look into the dragon's eye and allow everything else to fall away. Focus on that and don't fix and obsess about trying to fix your business, about your clients and your money and everything else. Right, that was card number one this week. So we are going to dive in now and do card number two. I've been running retreats now for how long have I been in France? 21 years, so probably about 19 years, having people stay with me in a studio or in a room or somewhere local, just allowing that to be a timeout, a timeout from life, reconnecting in with who you are as a spirit, what you came here for, without so much stress or expectation, but allowing yourself to get out of the way so that you remember who you are and so that you remember exactly what's going on. I don't know why my screen just went there. Anyway, so let's carry on and do card number two. Mariana Oriame Eka Era Hai. Humbeliera Kifika Ayam Weli. Yes. Let's see what came out there. 39 sovereign. Your sovereign state, by the way, is when your soul is all the way through, when you are connected and you are listening to your soul. So this is a sovereign card. This is when you are listening to your soul. She really, really wants you to focus on. That's why your eyes are so red. And the message here for the card, anybody who wanted message number two, what can you do specifically this week? Formulate and refine your ask. Create a new powerful spell. Making sure we're still recording. So this is Sovereign. Let's see what she has to say to you. Emerging from being unaware and stuck with a string of unresolvable issues, you'll be faced with situations that you will now remember, and you'll know that you can just ask. Ask for anything and receive practical magic answers. There will be a conflict happening in your environment, and you will need a lot of energy to navigate and negotiate this successfully. So you can ask what it is that you know that you need to see you through, the energy that you need. You recognize that you will need energy to make your mind stronger and your thoughts clearer. Not so much that you will win the conflict, but so that you understand and that you can both get the best out of the situation. That can take a lot of energy for your focus to remain clear on the intention. So asking for the exact energy needed could be really helpful so that you can have a clear focus just for a few hours so that you can see the situation from a different perspective. Getting out of the way then, so like stepping out of your own way, is what this is all about here as well. So that's this week's theme. Formulate and ask your question. Get a new powerful spell. Allow for the energy to come through. If you're stepping out of the way, you're allowing yourself to get the epiphanies, the revelations, the information that's there for you, because you are an amazing, beautiful, creative spirit, dressed in this human body, having all these soul experience, all these human experiences like work and colleagues and health, and like that's what it means at the beginning. Like you were emerging from being unaware that you've got a string of unresolvable issues that you're trying to fix this and you're trying to fix that. You step out of the way, you can ask, and you will have opportunities show up. You will have information come through, and that is the most beautiful thing. That's practical magic coming in for you when you step out of the way. You can say, "Hi, my name is Fiona," put in your own name, of course. "I am requesting that this conflict be resolved for the good of all, according to free will. I want to release all cause and effect, manifestation, form," turn the page, "essence of anything and including any idea or belief that is in conflict and based on how I am feeling now. I release any need to be the winner, but I see all parties satisfied by the result closure of this conflict, and so it is. It can be really easy if you get out of the way. So that's message number 2 for this week. So let me know what it is that you're trying to resolve. Let's not have you fixating on trying to resolve it, because you'll only be pulling more of that back in. Okay, we are going to go on to card number 3 now. There's so many things, aren't there? There's so many things that come up as a human that we have to deal with. It's like, oh my God, it's overfacing, overwhelming. So a string of unresolved issues just keep going on and on and on. Right, let's go for card number 3 this week and find out what the message is for anyone who pulled 3 as your message from your soul this week. What is it that you need to find out? The greatest serenity is your greatest surrender. We have a conflict out. Ooh, okay. I love Bloom. Honestly, I do. She's just so sweet and playful. Number 44. Let's see what she wants to say. Okay, Bloom. Bloom, Bloom, consciously living, expanding your conscious horizons. You can't expand your conscious horizons when you're always in your head, always trying to resolve things, always trying to fix and obsess and be a human about things. This is why we need to step out of the way. And this is when we need to be able to step out of our own way, which is the theme for this week. Let's see what Bloom has to say for us this week. Have you felt high recently, receiving a glimpse of what energy state is possible for you? Conscious living with your soul is when you have the glorious feeling that your energy has leveled up. You feel almost high on your own energy supply. Everything is working out well, and you have the feeling of being a winner, and everything you touch has the Midas touch effect, which is the name of one of my programs, because that's pulling in practical magic. That is when you have stepped out of the way and you're letting everything around you orchestrate itself for you. You are being able to match the frequency because you're not in the way, stifling it and suffocating it with all your thoughts and all your effort to try and fix things. There is a way to tune in with yourself as consciousness, and it is far more alive and vibrant feeling than just saying, I'm in my happy vibe, which is rather flat, or any of the mantras and affirmations that you maybe would be saying. There is a different way. There is a specific conscious flow all through your day, like a moving meditation practice that is not just sitting under a tree and doing nothing, but you're expanding your consciousness, you're stretching it, you're stretching from the silence that you've got, you're going into different realities, you're seeing through different light spectrums, you're understanding sound, you're allowing yourself to get messages from the non-physical, your guides, to know what you feel when you feel it. It is a practice to know what energy passes through you, even if your eyes are open, and exactly what energy has entered your aura space. So when you stepped out of the way, you feel more. Absolutely know what you're feeling, because you are consciously aware of what's going on the inside of your body, in your organs, in your stomach, in your throat, in your chest. Like, oh, how does that feel? What is that about? Or, oh my word, this is amazing feeling. Most of us never got taught how to feel. And one of my roles is to help you how to feel. That's basically what these dragons are about. It's like, how can you step out of the way and feel your way forwards? So if this was your message this week, take joy in the fact that you can stretch beyond where you've been and step out of your own way and allow Bloom to come in. You can even ask her to come in and put some more joy and more feeling into your life. Yeah, there is just a string of unresolved issues that we could get bypassed if we step out of the way, meaning allow yourself. And we don't have to sit under a tree. We can go dancing, we can go ecstatic dancing, we can do art, we can do all sorts of different things. We can go for a swim, a walk, a hike. Anything that stops you thinking will be a great step in the right direction as far as bloom is concerned. So that was card number 3 for this week. And we're gonna go now on to number 4. If you've ever wondered and if you've ever dreamt and just prayed to be able to get out of your head, to go somewhere, to stay somewhere, to just enjoy doing that on your own and having peace and quiet and silence, sitting under trees, feeling into people, feeling the river, seeing what birds fly by, emptying your head because your head hurts. There's so much going on in your head that life hurts. But you are amazing. And if we can get you back to feeling your soul, having your soul inbound, that is the serenity of the surrender. And that's the retreat that I offer very often. Just out of the blue, people ask, like, oh, can I come and stay with you? And come and stay with one of your studios? Absolutely. Let's just have that quiet, and you don't have to worry about what you're eating, what you're feeling. Because again, people say, oh, I don't eat this and I don't eat that and I don't eat the other because your body's so stressed it can't digest it. I mean, I came up from the realms of eating raw food and detoxing. So this is why it's so important for me to talk about detoxing your words, your thoughts, your mind, your energy, and have your body on a complete holiday, not just clean, but a complete holiday where no thoughts are interfering. You no past, no future, just now. Let's see what number 4 is going to be all about. Woo! And Raphael again. All right, number 21. Okay. Okay. Trying to do this as efficiently and effectively and joyfully as possible. So let's see what number 4 has to say for you today. Again, red eyes, like got 2 red eyes this week. 21, Raphael, there is a need to focus on the finer details. May seem counterproductive when the whole theme this week is about stepping out of your own way. You may find yourself hooked on the big picture, looking into the future and your overall goal. I know where this is going. It's big and exciting for sure, but you've forgotten to get into the finer details. I urge you to discover the finer, delicate, and overlooked details of your dream reality. When you've got big goals, when you say, like me, you've got a mission, you want to put it out there, we focus so much on the bigger perspective, but we don't really feel into it and get out of the way of, like, I don't know the how. How's it going to work? How's this going to turn up? But we're not, because we're focusing on that, we're not focusing on when we get the messages, the intuitive messages that are coming through. That's your how. Your intuition, when you step out of the way, will be your key finder. The dragons say they drive us. Your finer details drive us. In other words, stepping out of the way and feeling what it's going to feel like is their key driver. They drive the collective and the clans like myself. We are needing you to pinpoint in on the finer details. Where do you want to go in your feelings? What does it feel like when you get there? Raphael says, the way I work is that I get into the finer feelings of things. I notice and see the finer intricacies of how they can come about. Seraphina, the golden dragon, might put out the big picture, but without the fine details, the picture will stay incomplete. If, for example, you wanted to imagine your day, you can say, I want it to be a lovely day. Then I will ask you, in what way? How are you setting up your day? I just did a recording of that. Setting up your day is one of the things that I do on a regular basis. What would be better than that? How could I feel into that? What would it feel like? And I told the story of going ecstatic dancing on in the car, driving there, and thinking, what do I want to experience this week? Like when I go like thumping tracks, a really good conversation in English, because I live in France, as well as wonder if I could get a recording of the great tracks so that when I go home, I can listen to it again and again and again. And when I was there, I was dancing away and I was like, oh my God, 1 hour in, these tracks are amazing. I can just lose myself and let the music flow through me. Like, yes, my eyes are closed and I'm dancing around the room and there's like 100 other people there dancing around the room. And at the end, I realized that the DJ was Dutch. So I thought, oh, great, I can have a good conversation with her. I had a long conversation with her. Then I asked her just as I was leaving, so is there a recording of this? Can I get this and listen to this again? She goes, oh, yeah, here's my SoundCloud account. And she keeps putting more ecstatic dance things on there as well. So again, I'm listening to that and I can listen to her music. So I set that up. And this is what the dragons are asking you here. So to feel into the finer intricacies, set up your day. How do you want it to feel? How do you want it to go? Who do you want to meet? What kind of things you want to be doing? Stepping out of your way of I've got to earn this much clients, I've got to get this much money, I've got to do this and I've got to do that. All your list of flatlining. And what does it feel like when you're floating through the day? You're having a great lunch appointment with somebody, the weather's great, the dresses that you're wearing are great, great conversations, laughter, great connections, so much information coming in because you allowed yourself out of the way. It's not your job to worry about the how. This is what Raphael's saying right now. So show what you want your outcome to be. How is it going to feel? And stop worrying about the how am I going to get there? What courses, what programs, what books? And that's your message for number 4 this week. Step out of your way with the finer details, with your feelings. So those are the messages for this week. I want to remind you that I will be launching my book, The Interview with the Dragon, beginning of April, and I'll be doing a reading from the actual interviews that I did with Serafina, which created the cards that I read every single week. These are the messages of how you ascend from 3D to 5D, how you step out of your own way. This week, no, next week, the 31st of March, I am running an intuitive workshop where you will be understanding how your intuition gets through to you, what kind of things you can enjoy. And that is just so, so, so beautiful when you're allowing yourself to get out of the way and listen to what the intuition wants to tell you. And that's on the 31st of March. So the 31st of March, quick reminder, we have the intuitive workshop. This is allowing you to, if you want to raise your clients, if you want to raise your income, if you want to stretch your intuition, if you want to step out of the way, this is what we will be talking about and experiencing on the 31st of March. All about you, your superpower, your intuition, your feminine intuitive state coming through, and it will be a blessing for you to have that feeling, that experience that you are being guided, that you have access to guidance. That's what we will be doing in that particular workshop. I am a channel, I am an author, I am an intuitive coach, but my speciality is helping businesses to use their intuition to take it that next step further, to get to their milestone, their next milestone. Whatever it is that you're looking for, intuition, your soul, your intuition can help you get there. It is so much more powerful than you can imagine. Thank you very much for being here. Whatever your message was, please let me know how that landed for you, how it feels for you, and I will see you during the week, reminding you all the time about the workshop I have on the 31st, because it is so important that you get to know how amazing you are. Epiphanies, revelations, stepping out of your own way. Nothing is better than that.